The flagship phone competition continues to rage on, and today I'm going to talk about the Honor Magic5 Pro, which has been at my disposal for the past 2 weeks, and boy, this is an impressive device. And back in my S23 Ultra review, I consider it a great all-rounder flagship in this year's flagship competition. So yeah, here's all the good and bad stuff you need to know after 2 weeks. On the front, the Magic5 Pro doesn't look too different from its predecessor. It still has the signature pew-shaped cutout that houses 2 cameras, but has an improved 6.81-inch LTPO 120Hz display that delivers a peak brightness of 1800 nits. Not to mention its impressive 2160Hz PWM dimming that really suits my eye in low brightness. The only way to differentiate from the Magic4 Pro is the new camera bump, just like every other phones. It now blends nicely into the phone's body, though it is still rather bulky due to the larger sensors. The phone also weighs slightly heavier at 219 grams, but on the other hand, it is slimmer than before with an 8.8mm body profile, which is really impressive when you consider that it has a large 5100 mAh battery under the hood. The Magic5 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, and my unit comes with 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. I am particularly happy with the increased storage as it has become increasingly necessary for us to store a lot of photos and 4K videos. At the same time, I'm also glad to report that Honor has finally sorted out its buggy software experience. No doubt Magic UI 7.1 is essentially a rebadged version of Huawei's EMUI scheme with official Google services running on top of Android 13. This is one of the most polished software experiences I've come across on an Android phone with extremely fluid animations and transitions. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 really makes the Magic5 Pro a great everyday device to use with snappy app launchers and switches. There was never a moment of lag or stutter that I used to encounter back on its predecessor. Even when it comes to gaming, I'm impressed with how consistent its performance is, even after long durations, and it thankfully doesn't have a toasty back despite that. But when we put it through the wrath of 3D Mark's Wildlife Extreme stress test, its performance began to throttle on the 8th loop onwards, but it managed to complete the test without any issues. Like the Galaxy S23 Ultra, the Magic5 Pro maintains its consistency by featuring the same camera configuration as its predecessor, and all 3 usable lenses have been upgraded. The main telephoto and ultra-wide lens are capable of taking up to 50MP stills and 4K videos, while the biggest highlight is obviously the main sensor that features a large f1.6 aperture and a 1/1.2-inch sensor size. Which is no wonder that the company compares its camera to the Galaxy S23 Ultra in its keynote. Sure enough, the Magic5 Pro's main and ultra-wide camera does take slightly better looking shots than its competition in our test, where it retains details better and produces more color-accurate looking photos. One of the biggest features that Honor has boasted is its motion sensing capture feature, which is essentially a sports mode that greatly minimizes shutter delay for capturing fast-moving objects. Based on my test, it works really well, especially if you want to capture pets and kids moving around. When it comes to the respective telephoto lenses, I am very surprised that even though the Magic5 Pro crops into the telephoto lens to do a 10x zoom, the image quality looks quite on par with the S23 Ultra's dedicated 10x periscope lens, and this has a lot to do with the camera's AI image engine. Though, when you start to zoom in to see the details, you will definitely notice the downside of digital zoom as the edges aren't as sharp as you get on the S23 Ultra's periscope lens. Not to mention the 100x zoom. Though they are equally bad, you can still at least make out some details on the S23 Ultra shot. While it is unfortunate that the Magic5 Pro doesn't take 8K videos like the S23 Ultra, they both record really good 4K 60fps videos, though I have to say that the S23 Ultra is still better at handheld video stabilization. Selfies-wise, the Honor Magic5 Pro's front camera absolutely gets my full approval with 3 different focal lengths, and it has a way wider focal length than the S23 Ultra's front camera. This also applies to videos, and I'm glad that it can at least record up to 4K 30fps videos. One downgrade to the Magic5 Pro from its predecessor is its wired and wireless charging speeds, which is now 66 watts and 50 watts respectively instead of 100 watts previously. But I find this hardly a deal breaker because it still charges really fast, and with a much larger 5100 mAh battery, this phone can easily take on a heavy workday without needing to charge halfway, and I usually have it charged every 2 days. Overall, the Honor Magic 5 Pro is an excellent phone that I truly enjoyed using for the past 2 weeks. It has great performance, battery life, and a camera system that I can confidently depend on, which I'm sure anyone who picks it up will feel the same as me. But the only question left is its price tag. We have already seen flagships this year getting more expensive, no thanks to currency fluctuations and inflation going on. I really hope the Honor Magic 5 Pro will only get a slight price bump from its predecessor, and if that is the case, it will certainly make this one of the best valued premium flagship in the market. So yeah, that's all for my thoughts on the Honor Magic 5 Pro. Do let me know what you think in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos coming right up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.